I'm going to attempt tonight to make a SPAM Soufflé. Well, here we are in the kitchen where the magic is going to happen. You heard me correctly. Today we are going to make a SPAM Soufflé. Now this one happens to be jalapeno. We're going to spice it up today. Now, soufflés have a history for being hard to make, but they really aren't. I will tell you, I learned right from Mastering the Art of French Cooking, Julia Child and Simone Beck's book. So today I'm going to attempt to teach you all how to do it. Let's look at the things that we're going to need. Other than our star ingredient, we will need eggs, flour, cheese, butter, and seasonings. I'm using cumin, garlic powder, onion, and salt. The details are 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 of a can of Spam, 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of any cheese, about 1/2 of a small onion, and I'm using a pinch of salt and some cumin to taste for seasonings. And then finally, 5 eggs. We're using only 4 of the yolks, all separated. Set the oven to 400 degrees. For the next step, you're going to be coating the baking dish with butter and sprinkling cheese in it, just like you would flour for a cake. The baking dish is now ready. The soufflé will rise quite a bit during the cooking process, and this cheese on it with the butter helps give it something to latch onto and to climb up the sides of the dish. Saute up some onions. The final ingredient I forgot to mention, that is a cup of milk. We'll go in here, and you want to bring that to just under a boil. Some butter. You want to melt that down. Get them nice and slowly caramelized. Once our butter is melted down, we want to add our flour. And it is melted down. So in goes the flour. You want to instantly stir that in. I'm doing this again one-handed. Hopefully I don't Cloverfield all you guys. Now, as this is combining with the flour, you want to cook it a little bit, about 2 minutes. Once it's cooked down for a couple of minutes, you add in the hot milk, almost boiling, all at once. And ideally, you stir at exactly the same time with the whisk. You can see how quickly it has thickened up. Now that's almost instantaneous. I'm gonna let it sit here for just a couple of minutes and cool down for the next step. In the meantime, the onions are now finished. As you can see, they're nice and almost translucent here. The Spam. I want it to be a nice paste so it incorporates easily into the soufflé. That is nice and pasty. Ooh, Spam and onion. Next, we must beat our yolks into our sauce, one at a time. In goes an egg yolk. And you want to beat it all in until it's fully incorporated. The next one. Beat it in until you get all 4 egg yolks in, one at a time. Last one. Okay, folks, we are almost there. All we have to do is add our seasoning to the sauce. Salt and cumin. Spam mixture, Spam and onion mixture. And then we can work on whipping up our egg whites to stiff peaks. Glop it in. This really looks like exactly as horrible as you would think. Ooh, like everything else into the sauce. Next, we will be beating our egg whites to a stiff peak. A little bit of a point there. Put all my egg whites in here completely separated from the yolks, and make sure that your bowl is impeccably clean, just like Julia Child would say. And we begin beating. About a minute of beating, they've already about gotten to 3 times their size. The end goal here is 7 times their original size from just the 5 egg whites. At this point, you want to add a little bit of salt. If you go too far, the eggs will kind of start to break up and get speckly. You're looking for a nice, smooth, creamy look to the eggs. Look at this. This is a stiff peak, when the eggs will hold up on themselves and leave a little bit of a point there. That means they're ready. But if you go too much farther than this, you'll go too far and you'd have to start again. So make sure you don't go too far when you're beating your egg whites. Now we are ready for the final assembly. Let's look at what we have. Spam sauce waiting patiently to be incorporated with our egg whites and cheese. We will be putting 1/3 of our egg whites right into our sauce. You don't want to deflate the egg whites, but at this point what you're doing is you're incorporating enough of them into the sauce so it's getting used to taking on that airy consistency. Add the rest of those egg whites. I'm going to fold gently. Cut down the middle and bring up. Cut down the middle and bring up. And just keep gently folding like this and folding until everything is incorporated. In this process, don't forget to add your cheese. And then keep folding and incorporating very gently so as to not deflate the egg whites. Here's my dish. That's been pre-buttered and cheesed up. And the sauce. The sauce can sit here for about an hour and it'll be fine before you pop it into the oven. The thing about a souffle is it is a time bomb. Once it goes into the oven, it'll bake for about 25 to 30 minutes. And once it comes out, there's about 10 minutes time where you can eat it and it doesn't lose its airy, beautiful consistency. After that, it'll deflate and it'll still taste good, but it won't have that same airy quality that you expect from a souffle. So, now that it's ready to pop into the oven, let's do just that. Turn the oven down to 375. And now we wait. It's gonna sit in the oven again for 25 to 30 minutes, and then we'll pop it out and see what it looks like. We are moments away from pulling it out of the oven. Look how much it has poofed up. Now, to break into this thing, you take a spoon, sort of like a creme brulee. You break in, just kind of get a nice scoop. Look at this. Look at this cloud of airy, eggy Spam Soufflé. The cumin's coming through, nice and strong. Blue, what do you think? Blue can't see anything, he's blind. But he's a sweetheart, huh, buddy? We're gonna eat the souffle. There it is, my friends. It's hard to see in the light, but I don't know if anyone's ever made a Spam Soufflé before, but I'm proud of this. Let's see. It smells really good. Wow. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. That's pretty fabulous. It's really tasty. The cumin blends with the jalapeno really well. The egg is just light and airy and just melts right away, but this is why you have to eat it quickly or else it'll completely deflate and lose that wonderful quality. Anyone can make a souffle. If you have any questions, please contact me. I'll show you how to do it, or I'll walk you through it. Have a great one. I'm gonna enjoy my souffle.